Okay, we're ready to roll. Valentin, over to you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so my name is Valentin, and I'm from Unity, as you can read probably. And today I want to show you a few things, and we'll talk about graphics quality and a few other interesting things. So I guess you probably all develop games in Unity or going to try to do this. And I want to start with Unity 5. You probably remember almost a year ago we launched Unity 5, and it was a great step for us, and I really hope that by now everyone already upgrade their projects to Unity 5. And with Unity 5 we had the following goals. So first of all is democratization of game development. We want to solve big problems, big hard problems, so you don't have to, and we want you to succeed. So I guess most of you were here at my colleague's talk about ads, and this is our third point. We want you to succeed. And the last month we counted that each month 1.1 million users use Unity Pro or Personal Edition. This is really a lot. So we kind of accomplished the first task. We add more and more platforms. Because it's a hard problem, we like solving hard problems, so we added more platforms. We are working with more technology companies and making everything that you can immediately launch on any new platform and use any new technologies which are developed. And right now we have 5.3 and 5.4 is in open beta. And in between we have 5.1, 5.2, and it was a long road, and we got a lot of stuff done. And I want to show you a few things about graphics, because I think that graphics is a really hard problem to solve. And you probably haven't noticed that starting from 5.0, where we introduced a lot of things on graphics side, to currently available 5.4 betas, there's like a lot changed. And so here's like a small video where you probably with the current lighting conditions can see like this is our demo, and like left part is 5.0, and in 5.4 we added a lot of things, implemented new graphics features, and about some of them I will talk in a few moments. But from this video you can see that the scene which we introduced with 5.0 is changed dramatically, and you can download it and see for yourself. Yeah. So this, I think this video is available on YouTube, so you can see like the full version of it. And one really cool feature, one really cool thing we introduced in Unity 5, we tried to gather a group of talented people and use Unity in such a way, such creative ways that push it to the limits. And you probably all know this movie we released, which was rendered in real time, and it's called Blacksmith. If you haven't seen it, I really would like you to go to YouTube and check it out. So, but as you probably know, this demo, it actually required a special version of Unity editor. So we released it to asset store by divided in a few parts, like characters, effects, and environment. But with our new project, we wanted to use the existing version of Unity. And I want to show you, if you haven't seen it yet, what a group of talented developers can do in a current version of Unity, which is rendered completely real time. So we have this short video. Should be sound. in a moment. Yeah. So once again, it was rendered completely in real time. Of course, you'd need a pretty powerful GPU to do that, but anyway, in real time. And this is the first part. We're going to release the next part at our conference in the end of May in Amsterdam. So, and we don't want to show you like pretty pictures. We want you to give the tools to actually be able to achieve this, because as I already said, this was done by a group of really talented people, engineers and artists, so you can do the same. So, and we already started doing this. So we, a few weeks ago, we made available this cinematic image effects pack. It's available on Asset Store right now, and I think on Bitbucket you can use it. And right now it contains the following effects, because actually the post-processing effects is what makes a good game like excellent, and excellent art, like super awesome art. Because without effects, everything looks so-so. And what's cool about this is that we actually, in the demo, we actually use these effects. And some of them right now have well, they're in beta state, so some of them might have some issues, but I recommend to go and download and try them. And here's actually a demo of the effects used in the editor. So you can see that this is a part of the video I just showed, but running in the editor, and it uses all these effects which I was just talking about, and much more. So at some point, I think maybe after the Unite, we're going to release either part of this project or the whole project. I'm not sure about it yet. But you will be able to use all this really cool stuff in your own projects. Also, you can see, probably it's like too dark, that we have a game view here, there, and a scene view. And all effects are applied in scene view too, so you can do this now, and it's really cool, I think. this was one thing, and another thing we are working on is to make light baking, to make baking light easier. So in 5.0 we introduced Enlighten, which is a great middleware solution for real-time lighting, but unfortunately it's not that good for iterating over the content, because baking huge light maps for huge levels takes a lot of time. Well, you get great result after that, but you have to wait even with our automatic baking mode. And we are right now in 5.4, which is, I think this feature is already available in like a latest beta version. We're working on another light mapping technology which will allow you to iterate much faster. So you can see that this is like a demo editor. So we have a light, we have a scene, and light maps are progressively being baked while working in the scene. So we move light, and you can see that the engine bakes everything around a camera what the user actually can see. So we zoom out, and baking continues to another rooms of this level. And there's nothing special about the level 2, because I think it was just downloaded from Asset Store. And as you can see, it makes iterations much faster. So instead of like moving lights, pressing bake, and going have a tea or beer, whoever prefers what, you can just set up lighting in your current view and check how it goes, because it you can see that it progressively gets better and better. So I think, as I already said, I think this one is already available in 5.4 beta, which you can download right now. And it's, oh, I forgot to mention that it is free for all users right now, for personal edition users too. And another really interesting thing for the last few months and for the next years, I guess, is VR, of course, because performance matters in VR a lot, because you need basically to render the whole scene 2 times, 90 FPS, and if, for example, in a AAA game on desktop, you can pretty much play fine if your game runs on 30 FPS. And in VR, you can see this, and it's really awful. So right now, most of the interactive content is made with Unity, and we currently support all available devices. And for example, with the Unity is the only way, is the only middleware you can use to develop for HoloLens, which is a really cool device. And we announced that we are working with NVIDIA on their VRWorks middleware, which will bring a lot of cool stuff and a lot of optimizations to desktop VR. So, as I said, VR is is where we need all the performance we can get. So here's the graph. We're actively working on performance in the engine. So you can see that here's a comparison between 5.3 and 5.4, which you already can have now. So we are moving some stuff. From main thread, we are speeding up rendering in all possible ways. And we're also introducing new technologies to do that. So the first one is called double white rendering. It's basically when you don't render in VR one eye, and after that completely re-render another eye. So you basically share all the geometry and stuff. So you can see that with double white rendering enabled, you get like twice performance increase on main thread, and comparing to 5.3, you can get twice performance increase on render thread, which is a lot, because you have to render in 90 FPS to be competitive in VR. And we are moving a lot of code to other threads, what we call jobs. So we have this experimental technology which makes everything even more faster. You can see the 5.4 plus jobs plus double wide rendering. And we actually want to we want a profiler which is bundled with Unity to look like this, where you can see there's a lot of threads and they are doing stuff, and they're not blocking the main thread. They are sending their own commands to GPU. So because right now we have CPUs with like a lot of cores, and we want to use all of that. So this is already available in 5.4, and you can try and test all these technologies with your VR projects. I'm actually a bit curious, is anyone developing a VR project right now? It's like one person. Okay. Has anyone at least tried HD VR? Not many people. Okay, so I definitely recommend you to go to a friend with like Oculus or Vive or Gear VR and try it, because it's impossible. Like the VR thing is impossible to just describe. It just doesn't make sense describing VR. You just need to feel it, and you will probably understand like what I'm talking about when you get like low FPS. It's completely unbearable. So these are a few things I could squeeze in the time slot about graphics, which I find very, very cool and which are really powerful. And another thing I want to talk about is release quality. So as I already mentioned, we have 5.0, 5.1, 5.2, and 5.3. And we committed to release new versions every 3 months. And we kind of did this, but unfortunately, unfortunately the quality lacked. So basically, when 5.2 release was released, like it was very hard for our customers to upgrade to this version. And you probably noticed that we, instead of releasing 5.4 at GDC time, we released what we called 5.3.4, and right now it's the most stable version. Like before the release of 5.3.4, the whole team of engineers in Unity just stopped developing any new features and started fixing bugs and basically working on product quality. So right now 5.3.4 has a lot of fixes from various areas, and if you are developing your game with something earlier, I really recommend you to upgrade to this version. And we also opened 5.4 to everyone, so even personal edition users can go and download 5.4 and help us testing it. So it is due to be released at June, I think, and we really aim to make it as release ready as possible. So yeah, and we have some time, and I want to show you one thing. Probably haven't seen. I'm not sure, but we also in Unity work on some fun stuff. So it's going back to VR. Like the issue right now is not only the performance of VR. There are other interesting considerations. For example, like how to move existing effects from your games or films into 360 films and VR games, because it's a new medium, and everything has to be kind of reinvented. And another thing is how do we actually develop content for VR? Because right now it's like this: you kind of code something, change your levels, game code, whatever, and you put on the device, and you see that it kind of doesn't work. You take it off, you recompile, restart. So we want to figure out what would be the best way to actually edit VR in VR. So we have a special team in Unity called Unity Labs, working on various crazy projects. And they came up with this prototype, which
Unity.
should start.
And we just have a new window.
And they'll just run it and...
show now. Make it a little bit bigger so you guys can actually see what's going on.
She just will comment on everything, so just
See you guys
stop talking.
after this. Okay. All right, so if you saw the video about Editor VR from last month, we had the scene set up a little bit. But this time we started to go out with the blank scene. You see here at the edge of my controller, I have a bunch of assets, different game objects. So let's start off by adding in the ground. There you go. And it's a little bit dark over here, so I've got a directional light that I'm going to add in. Just put it up there. You can see that we have the gizmo in VR, so I can actually just rotate like so. And now we've got some light added to our scene. Now I'm going to fill it out. We're going to make like a little mountain village. So I'm going to add some mountains, pick them up, move them over. But I hear that I only have a couple of minutes on stage, and you guys have been here for a long time now. So I'm going to show off something that we made to make it even faster for you guys to work in VR and quickly out your scene. This is called the chessboard. And this is actually just a smaller version of the scene that you're already in. So you can actually just pick up game objects like this. You just float, put the mountain down, and there you go. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit more over here. I know, this is super fun, by the way. Hopefully we get this out to you quickly so you can try it. But you can see you can actually just rotate, and there's a mountain. I can put it over here, like so. Okay. Yes, it's like playing with like the best dollhouse in the world. This is awesome. And let me zoom in a little bit more here. Now I'm going to add in some more game objects. Got a building, house, another house, another house. Got some trees. Let's just stick it all in here. We got a barrel. How about this fireplace thingy? Got a tree stump. Okay, all right. So I've got the stuff, and I'm going to zoom in like so. I can actually just pick up the objects and move them around. I'm going to pick up this house over here like this. And actually, I'm going to lock the ground because it turns out you end up hitting the ground a lot. All right, cool. Okay, so I'm going to move this house over here, pick up this other like in thing, put it over here, pick up this other little house, set it maybe here, this here. Got to turn around this big kind of creepy church thing. As you can see, just got the scene set up. It looks like this tree is running into this house, so I can actually just pick it up right here and move it over. But honestly, whether or not you're making a VR game, this is actually just a really quick and efficient way to just lay out a scene really, really fast. Add a couple more objects here, pick up this little sign, and put them over there. Ta-da! You got your scene. All right, I got a couple more things. So the lighting, I'm not loving the lighting. I'm going to pick up the lighting, move it over here, but then I can actually just pick up myself. This is a little mini-me, and put myself by the light, and I can actually just rotate the light and see what the shadows are doing. Yeah, okay, that looks a little bit better. Let's make it a little bit darker. Yeah, there we go. That's dramatic. All right, let's go back down. Oh, a little bit too low now. Here we go. Okay, I think this is looking pretty good, but we might want to add just like a couple more things. Maybe like a dragon. All right, so I've got my dragon here. I'm going to scale him like way up. Yeah, that looks good. Turn him around like so. Maybe put him like over here. And again, this is the kind of thing, like if I was working in 2D, I might be like, yeah, dragon looks good here, dragon looks good here. But we can actually just see it. When you're actually just looking at it, it's so much more efficient, honestly. It's a lot of fun too. Okay, so now we have our dragon. Put a little bit more over here. And now I'm going to add in, we have a knight to fight the dragon. So I'm going to move her over, move her back a little bit and up. Maybe just pick her up and move her myself. There you go. Okay, all right, let's see how that looks with the animations. Cool. All right, Maybe move myself up by there. Very cool. Okay, guys. So that's what we're working on right now. No release date yet, but hopefully we're going to work on getting this out to you as soon as possible. So thanks very much.
So it looks pretty cool, right? It's probably not the most efficient way to do this, but it's a nice experiment. Probably something like this we'll do in the future, like looking like complete fools, doing like this, and assembling a level. Yeah, and I guess we have like a few minutes for questions if you have any.
So this is also going to be VR related, but should be pretty quick. I'm not sure if you said when those VR performance optimizations, which version of Unity are going to be using them, and also the latest version of Oculus, the consumer edition, is on runtime 1.3, I think. So which version of Unity do I need to support that latest version of the Oculus runtime?
I'm not sure about the runtime. I'll need to consult our site, I guess. So unfortunately, I cannot answer this question. But the first one, the most of this stuff is in 5.4 right now, so you can go and download it. The double wide rendering is there for sure. I'm not sure about the actual jobs, so maybe they are not merged yet. Well, okay, if this answers your question. And we really want you to download this 5.4 version because you are the ones who test on real life projects, not on, I don't know, cubes and stuff, which everything from the, everything usually works on small scenes with cubes, but when it goes in a real project, like it breaks stuff. So we want you to try as early as possible to update your projects and send us bug reports.
Did you mention that you're doing HoloLens as well?
Yeah, so I think they started sending the dev kits in the end of April, March. April is now. And yeah, right now Unity is like the only middleware which is possible to be used for creating VR experiences. Well, they have their own tools, but of course in Unity it's much easier. And the device is really cool by itself, so it's really hard to explain it without actually using it. But there are really cool videos of how people intend it to be used. So I don't know if you tried it or not.
I've just seen a few videos which just looked amazing.
Yeah, it looks amazing, and it is actually amazing, like, and as all VR is. Yeah.
Sorry.
So if anyone has like personal questions, I'll be here for a while, and you can ask them. Thank you.
Okay, thanks very much.